Hello, my dear children. Today we are going to start the last chapter in chemistry, chapter 5, periodic classification of elements. You have already studied about elements in class 9th, isn't it? What is the difference between element and compound? Can you give some examples of elements? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, all these are elements. An element is made up of a single type of particle, that is only one type of atom. For example, hydrogen is an element that is made up only of hydrogen atoms. Carbon is an element that is made only of carbon atoms. Whereas a compound is made of different atoms. That is the basic difference between element and compound that you have studied in class 9. Today in this chapter, we are going to study about the classification of elements. You know that elements are classified in a periodic table based on their atomic number. But we need to study about the history of classification of elements that we shall do in this chapter. The classification of elements started years before and many scientists have contributed to this classification. So, the study of classification of elements is incomplete without studying about their contributions. So in this chapter, we shall study about the history of classification of elements and also the peculiarities and the properties of modern periodic table. The first scientific classification of elements started with Dobereiner's triad. Dobereiner is a German chemist. In 1817, he tried to classify elements on the basis of their atomic mass into small groups called triads. A triad is a small group of 3 elements. A group of 3 elements is called as triad by Dobereiner. When he arranged these 3 elements based on their increasing atomic mass, he found that the atomic mass of the middle element is an average of first and last. The atomic mass of the middle element is an average of first and last. Similarly, the properties of the middle element is also a rough average of the first and last. So in Dobereiner's triad, he classified elements on the basis of their atomic mass into small groups. Each group consists of 3 elements. This group is called as a triad. So this is a triad: lithium, sodium, potassium. This forms a triad of 3 elements. The atomic mass of this middle element is the average of first and last. Another triad is calcium, strontium, barium. Calcium, strontium, barium, and chlorine, bromine, iodine. These are also another triad. The main limitation of Dobereiner is that he was able to find only 3 such triads. He was not able to classify all the elements known at that time. He was just there to classify only these 3 triads. Only 3 triads he found. That is the main limitation of Dobereiner. The second attempt towards classification was done by an English scientist called Newland in 1866. He also arranged elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. And his way of classification or his law of classification is called Newland's law of octaves. So Newland is an English chemist who also tried to classify elements based on their increasing atomic mass. And he found that when elements are arranged on the basis of their increasing atomic mass, he found that the property of every first element is a repetition of the property of every 8th element is a repetition of the first one. That is, he arranged elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th one. So that the 8th element, fluorine, has property similar to that of the first element, hydrogen. Similarly, sodium is the 8th element when we start from lithium. So both sodium and lithium have similar property. Magnesium is the 8th element when we start from beryllium. Magnesium and beryllium have similar properties. So, when Newland arranged these elements based on their increasing atomic mass, he found that the property of every eighth element is a repetition of the first one, just like the musical notes. You know the musical notes? Sa, Ri, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni, Sa. The eighth note is again the repetition of the first one. Just like this musical note, when he arranged elements based on their increasing atomic mass, he found that the eighth element is a repetition of the first one. So this is called as Newland's law of octaves, just like the musical note. So this is called a Newland's law of octave. So the basis of classification of Newland is also based on the increasing atomic mass of the elements. There are many limitations for Newland's classification of elements. When he arranged elements based on this increasing atomic mass, he found that the eighth element is a repetition of the first element. But this law is applicable only up to calcium. After calcium, this law of octaves is not followed by the elements. So this law of octave is applicable only up to element calcium. And he also assumed that only 56 elements existed in nature and no more elements could be discovered in future. But later several new elements were discovered whose properties do not fit into the law of octaves. So he was able to classify only 56 elements existed at that time. After that many other elements were found. Those elements do not fit into this table of Newland. That means the newly discovered elements are not obeying this law of octaves. So that is also a limitation. In order to fit his elements into this table, he placed some unlike elements into same group. Some unlike elements like cobalt and nickel. You know cobalt and nickel are metals. These cobalt and nickel are placed along with this group of halogens. However, the properties of cobalt and nickel are not similar to that of these halogens. Halogens are non-metal whereas cobalt and nickel is metal. Just like this, he put some unlike elements into same group and similar elements into different groups. That is also a disadvantage of Newland. So this law of octave is obeyed only up to elements up to calcium, and the newly discovered elements are not obeying this law of octaves. And he also placed unlike elements in same group and like elements in different groups. These are the disadvantages of Newland's octaves. After Newland's law of octaves also, many scientists began to continue their work to classify elements more scientifically. Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, a Russian scientist, in 1834 classified elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. And his classification of elements was found to be almost successful one. So the basis of classification of Mendeleev's periodic table is atomic mass. He also classified elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. 63 elements were known at that time. During the Mendeleev's classification, 63 elements were known. He tried to find out the relation between atomic mass of the element and their physical and chemical property. So Mendeleev established a relation between the atomic mass of the element and the physical and chemical property. In order to study about the chemical property, he took hydrogen and oxygen as the reference element, or he studied or he classified elements based on the nature of their oxides and hydrates. So Mendeleev classified elements based on the nature of the oxides and hydrate formed by various elements. That means in group 1 he arranged elements, those elements which are forming same type of oxides and hydrates. The first group he arranged hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. All these elements form same type of oxides and same type of hydrates. So by looking to the chemical nature of their oxides and hydrates, he classified all these elements into group 1. Now group 2. Group 2 elements form a different type of oxide and a different type of hydrate. So all the group 2 elements have a different type of oxide and a different type of hydrates. Group 2 elements, oxides and hydrates are similar. Now group 3. In group 3 also these elements form a different kind of oxide and hydrate. So in all these each group elements form different type of oxides and a hydrate. So based on this oxides and hydrate, or based on the nature of their oxides and hydrate, he classified elements into various groups. That is 8 groups and 6 periods. 8 groups and 6 periods. So Mendeleev classified elements into 8 groups and 6 periods. So this is the Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev arranged elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. He established a relation between the atomic mass and the chemical properties of the element. For chemical property, he took oxide and a hydrate. So these elements forming similar oxides and hydrates are placed on same group. Just like that, he arranged 63 elements known at that time. In his periodic table, there are 8 groups and 6 periods. Now let's discuss about the achievements of Mendeleev's periodic table. One of the main achievement we can say is that in his periodic table, he left space for some elements which were not discovered at that time. That means in his periodic table, he left space. There we can see some space left in his periodic table. These space were left for some elements which were not discovered at that time during the Mendeleev's periodic table. He also predicted the properties of that elements. So that is the biggest that is the main advantage of Mendeleev's periodic table. He left space for some elements which were not discovered at that time. He also predicted the properties of those elements. Let us see the example. 3 elements, scandium, gallium and germanium. Scandium, gallium and germanium. These 3 elements were not discovered during the time of Mendeleev's periodic table, but still he left space for these elements, and he named these elements as Ega boron, Ega aluminium and Ega silicon. For scandium, Ega boron, gallium as Ega aluminium and germanium as Ega silicon. These 3 elements were not discovered during the time of Mendeleev's periodic table. Still he left space for these elements and named them as Ega boron, Ega aluminium and Ega silicon. He was also able to predict the some properties of these elements. So that is the advantage of Mendeleev's periodic table. The second advantage is that during the time of Mendeleev's periodic table, you can see that noble gases were not discovered. Which are the noble gases? Helium, neon, argon, xenon. These are the noble gases. You can see in this periodic table, there is no noble gas. That means the noble gases were not discovered during the time of Mendeleev's periodic table. Years later, when noble gases were discovered, these noble gases can be placed in another group without disturbing this periodic table. That is, the discovery of noble gases, however, is not going to affect or will not affect this arrangement of Mendeleev's periodic table. So the noble gases can be placed as a separate group without disturbing this periodic table. That is also one of the advantage or achievement of Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table has many limitations also. According to Mendeleev's periodic table, he arranged elements on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. But this correct increasing order of atomic mass is not followed throughout this table. There are some places where this rule violates. For example, here you can see aluminium, magnesium with atomic mass 24, aluminium 29, Then silicon with atomic mass 28 comes after aluminum. That means here the order is not followed. Increasing order of atomic mass is not followed. Just like that, in so many places, here also you can see 50.94. For vanadium, the atomic mass is 50.94. Then after that, for chromium, again the atomic mass decreases to 50.20. Then again increases to 54.94. So in some places we can see that the increase in atomic mass is not correctly followed. Even though Mendeleev's periodic table, he is saying that the elements are arranged on the basis of increasing atomic mass, in some places the increasing order of atomic mass is not followed. That is one limitation of Mendeleev's periodic table. Now the second limitation is regarding the position of hydrogen. Hydrogen is an element which have electronic configuration in the K shell with one electron. So this hydrogen has electronic configuration similar to that of alkali metals like lithium, sodium, potassium. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium. These are called alkali metals. So hydrogen has properties similar to the alkali metals. And also hydrogen has properties similar to halogens. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. These group members, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, these are called halogens. So hydrogen is an element that have properties similar to alkali metals and also to halogens. The electronic configuration of hydrogen resembles to alkali metals and that of halogens. So the position of hydrogen is not fixed in this periodic table. Hydrogen, whether to place hydrogen along with these alkali metals or along with this halogens. The position of hydrogen is not fixed in this periodic table. That is also one of the limitations of Mendeleev's periodic table. The position of hydrogen is not fixed in the periodic table. Whether hydrogen has to be placed along with alkali metals or it has to be placed along with halogens. That is not fixed in this periodic table. So that is the second limitation. Now the third one is, here the elements are arranged on the basis of their increasing atomic mass. So in the case of isotopes, what are isotopes? Atoms having same atomic number but different mass number. So carbon, an element carbon, here the position of carbon is placed as here. Carbon's atomic mass is given as 12.011. You know that carbon has two other isotopes. Carbon with the atomic mass 13 and carbon with atomic mass 14. So where to place this isotope? If these elements are placed in this order, in the order of their increasing atomic mass, the position of isotopes remains uncertain. So many elements exist as isotopes in nature. In such cases, we are not able to, or Mendeleev was not able to place the isotopes in his periodic table. Nitrogen also exists in isotopic form. Hydrogen exists in isotopic form. So many of these elements have their isotopes. Isotopes have same atomic number and different mass number. So if we say about carbon, carbon has three isotopes, C12, C13 and C14. So where to place C13 and C14 is an uncertainty, isn't it? So Mendeleev's periodic table has mainly three limitations. The first one is about the position of hydrogen, then second one is about the position of isotopes, and then the correct order of increasing atomic mass is not followed throughout this periodic table. These three are the limitations of Mendeleev's periodic table.